Okay, so we are going to be using blending modes for this. I'm going to pull my layers palette up here so you all can see it a little bit better. And I'm going to get rid of my properties for now. What we need to do is we need to duplicate our background layer. So to do that, we can do a few things. We can go to the hamburger menu, and we can hit duplicate layer, and then just hit OK. Command Z. So that's one way. The other way would be to drag this to the new layer button at the bottom of the panel.
Wait, I know how to use that.
And then Command Z. Another way would be to hit Command J on your keyboard shortcut. And that'll duplicate the layer as well. Command Z. And number 4, you go to the layer menu at the top, duplicate layer. So that is 4 different ways to duplicate your layer. Oh, let's see if we can do number 5. Number 5, right-click the layer, duplicate layer. All right. So your blending modes are located inside of your layers panel where it says normal. And for those who took Art 150 with me, this should sound familiar. Right here you have all these different blending mode options. And what this does is it changes the image based on luminance. So right now I have exclusion turned on. And the way it works is it has to be on top of something else in order for this to work. If this was just by itself, it wouldn't do anything because it has no light. Light's gonna pass through it, and it has to land on something. So that thing it's landing on is its own image. Okay, so that's blending mode on top of an image. The next one we can do is blending mode with color. So I'm going to turn off that duplicated background layer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up an empty layer, hamburger menu, and we want new layer. Just hit OK. And what we want to do is fill this with a color. So we can get the paint bucket tool. It's going to be located underneath the gradient. So if you push the gradient tool down, some more options will come out, and you want paint bucket tool. And now we want to click on our swatch, top swatch, to get a color picking spectrum. And I'm just going to choose any color. Let's go green. And now I'm going to get the paint bucket and fill that with green completely. Your image is going to disappear, but when we change the blending mode, we should be able to see light pass through the screen. So right now I have color dodge turned on. Right next to the blending mode, you have your opacity. That you can thin out the amount of blending mode you want to apply. And this is true for all kinds of layers. So if you have a curve and you make that too high contrast, you can, take away some of its power and strength. I revoke the power. Okay, does anyone have questions about color, blending modes?
Yeah, I can't find my well, it's not.
Let me-
Here's my grade.
Make a